All right, what is up, traders? So, just tonight we're going to go over a few items to look at. There was a few trades that we took this week in the scalping room. Well, I took this week in the scalping room, but we did take one today on USDCHF. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over some very important Bitcoin levels for the rest of the week and possibly in the next week. And we're going to take a look at some other things. I am currently still short Litecoin versus Bitcoin on Kraken. And we'll look at whatever you guys want to look at. So let's get this thing rolling. So first and foremost, let me know if you can hear me in the... Let me get rid of that and that. All right, so make sure you can let me know if you can hear me in the chat room. I can see that it is going good, so I don't know if you can hear me or not. That's it. I can see the image, but well, anyways, I'll go ahead and go on because I know there's a delay. All right, life is good, said all good. Awesome. Let's rock and roll. So basically, Bitcoin's been pulling back. Nothing major. If you look over here at the last push up that we had, you can see that we clearly had a nice little pullback, and the actual daily range of each one of these daily candles is pretty much a lot bigger than the ones that you are currently seeing. And that matters. That matters because simply when you look at the push up, you can see how fast that it went up there and the size of the daily ranges versus what's happening in the pullback. So basically we did roll over. We found resistance right up here. All right. Remember, last bullish closing candle, that's 58925 spot 54. We could not close another daily above that, even though we attempted to do so on 3 attempts. All right. This candle right here closed as a doji. People jumped all over that. They probably threw their stops right above that wick. And then now you have a nice little rollover. However, you are coming up on some support. This is a level right here, 54111 spot 49, that if Bitcoin pushes back up into, you could expect a little bit of resistance. Is Bitcoin going to turn around right here and roll over? I have no clue, but this is the absolute first level that you want to be watching. All right, you get a daily closure above that and you take out the close of this bullish candle. That's good news for Bitcoin. That means it's heading higher. But I do have a support level right underneath current price at 50370 at spot 33 cents, which is just simply the opening price of this bearish candle. And this is a daily chart. All right. So basically, you can come up here, retest and roll over and probably drop down to here as if you're not going to close a daily candle up there. Or you could just simply trade range bound in this area. All right. Now, the other day on the live stream, I said that I was expecting a monthly pullback on Bitcoin. I don't mean this month. And when I say I'm expecting a monthly red candle, I'm not talking about this month or even next month. I'm just simply saying that since Bitcoin has been a tradable asset in its entire history that I can find, every time it broke out and made an extremely large push with several green monthly candles in a row, there was always a period where you had at least 1 or 2 red candles before it decided to take off again and make a second leg to the upside. So basically, if you're using just price action analysis along with technical analysis, this right here would just be an impulse leg to the upside without any corrective phase at all. You have no correction in this move looking at a monthly time frame. And monthly time frames are very important, not so much to retail traders, but to institutions, investment banks, prop firms, hedge funds. These people don't trade on a 5-minute time scale. They trade on a quarterly. So let's pull up a quarterly real quick. You would just simply put 3 months in the quarterly on Bitcoin on the Coinbase data feed. All right, so there's not as much data on this data feed, but you can clearly see that the last 2 quarters, half a year, has been doing nothing but going straight up. All right, here is your old all-time high right there. So I'm not expecting a 3-month red candle. I'm not expecting a quarterly, but you can see that there has been quarterly pullbacks in Bitcoin's history, so there probably will be in the future. It's almost 100% guaranteed fact. Now, I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin. Alls I'm looking for, like, I like to buy weekly closes that close red. I love it. Like, that's my favorite time to buy Bitcoin. Buy here, buy here, buy a little there, buy a little there, so on and so forth. So if I get a red monthly close candle, yeah, I'm going to buy that too. You know what I mean? I'm not bearish on this. This thing is accumulating up on highs. You got several weeks right here in a row that are trading basically in a range. All right. Now, there's not one weekly candle that is operating in this range, but a 2-month candle or a monthly candle, you are, still operating within this monthly candle's range. So I am expecting some pullback, or at least, to say the very least, some sideways action. Bitcoin isn't just going to make 1 or 2 red candles on the daily chart and just keep breaking all-time highs every other day. I mean, you gotta look at this with a little bit of reality when you're trying to assess the markets and what they're going to do. Right now, obviously, the sellers are in control, but I don't mean that Bitcoin's going to roll over and die. I just mean that currently you have more sellers in this market, not more, but the sellers in this market are more aggressive than the buyers. If the buyers were more aggressive in this asset, it would be going up. It is not going up. It has been closing daily candles to the downside since you put in this high right here. Since you made that resistance level, you have been heading lower. So the sellers are more aggressive. However, at what price point are we looking for buyers to step back in and become more aggressive? Well, there's a nice little level right there, 50370 spot 33. You can watch that level right there. All right. If you get a daily closure below that, it's still okay. We are still bullish. You can then watch 46169 spot 92. All right. You can clearly see that once you made this last bearish close, you got a nice big strong bullish impulse move away from this area and then a flawless retest right here. This was your bullish entry. All right. Once you take out your support or resistance levels, you look for bullish entries, and then price will either go up or down. So just keep this in mind. Right now we are heading slightly down to range bound. Everything looks good. You are still 100 miles from the weekly 21 EMA, which if Bitcoin were to take a weekly candle and go all the way down to that 21 EMA and find support there, it would still be bullish. All right. The people that would not like that are the people that have bought way up here and are probably a little bit over leveraged and out of their element, so to speak. People like Jordan, people like me, people that are situated fine in this can withstand a 30, 40, 50% pullback on this thing and buy it with open arms because, we're not concerned about it. So you shouldn't be neither. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin, wait for a monthly pullback. You're not going to miss anything. All right? You're not going to miss anything. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million tonight or even tomorrow or even next week. You're probably going to have a little bit more of this choppy action, probably slightly headed to the downside a little bit, which, to be honest with you, this is an opportunity. Maybe not on Bitcoin, but let me just show you what I've been doing. So I'm long Bitcoin. All right, I'm long Bitcoin, and if I'm going to be frank, if I'm bullish on Bitcoin, then I'm probably going to be bearish on some other assets to trade alongside of Bitcoin. So my current short cost basis on LTC versus Bitcoin is 0.003728, delineated by this red line. This is my current short cost basis. All right. When this big green candle popped up, obviously it's an area of support. I mean, you can go look at a weekly chart and you can clearly see that it's been a long time since Litecoin's been down in this area when paired against Bitcoin. But so any pops in price, all right, this green candle, that's a pop in price, has been met with selling aggressiveness. All right, you had another pop in price. It got met by sellers being more aggressive than buyers. And on this day here, we had a big, huge bullish candle what is the most likely outcome in this situation? That's right. I got short, expecting the sellers to re-engage just like they did here and here. All right. Now, this daily candle closed above all of this resistance. However, the very next day, you traded and closed right back down underneath of it. So on a push up in price, that's where I got short again. I actually got short up here on this wick, but then took some profits here. And then when it traded back up into this white level, like on a smaller time frame chart, let me pull this up real quick. Like right up here, you see all this price action? This is when I got, oh wait, sorry, it's over here. Apologies. So you can see we had this push up. When we came back up on this bearish candle right here, you can clearly see you got an absolute beautiful, flawless test of that old support or old resistance, now support, but failed support. So when price tested that level again, I got short. So here's my current cost short, or my current short cost basis, and I'm just riding it out. We got a little pop here a few days ago that did not scare me, and today we were trading up here. Did I get scared? Absolutely not. And look at this thing now. We just took out the support. All right, that's only good. That's only good for me because I'm short. So I'm going to ride this until the wheels fall off, as long as it wants to go as low as it wants to go. Now, with that being said, it is in a crucial area. Like I said, right here is the entire life of this asset on the Kraken data feed. And you can clearly see there's a monthly candle. Let's get rid of all these drawings right here that closed bearish. Boop, right there. So that level is absolutely going to cause a bounce. I would almost bet everything I have on it, which I'm not going to because I don't gamble. But I'm just saying this level, when price actually gets down into it, it will have a bounce in price. How big is that bounce? I have no clue, but that's about when I will take profits. If this starts to show me that it is unable to continue lower, meaning we got this price action out of it in the last couple days, if we start to see something like that again, only we start to head higher, then I will exit this position and wait. All right. Sorry, I've been going off for 12 minutes. Let me check out who's in the house. Who's in the house? Soul Glazer, what's up? Brandon, Crypto Trades and Tech, my brother, what's happening? Andrew, Enot, Ryan, Elias, life is good. Trader XS, there's a lot of you guys here. Thank you for being here. Mr. J. Bradley's in the house. All right. Heath, when you get a chance, can you elaborate on why you choose the top or bottom of a candle? Absolutely, I can. So basically, let me go back to Bitcoin, finish that up, and then go over the trades that I took this week, and then I will answer all of your questions. Here we go, right back on Bitcoin. So those are currently the two levels that I'm watching on the daily time frame. All right, there's actually three levels, but any trading in this area is still golden. It's not bearish. It is not bearish. Even if you come down here and take out this swing low, which you can clearly see, this is your resist or your support right there, because once you made that bearish close, you cannot do another close below that level. So this is your ultimate support. So you can go all the way down to there and still remain bullish on this asset. Will it go all the way down to there? I don't know. It's got another level right here that it's got to contend with. So we'll see. But as of right now, Bitcoin looks good. It looks constructive. No matter how far I pull this daily chart out, it is clearly on an absolute monstrosity of a tear to the upside even. So let me just throw on this little trend line here. I'll use this low and just tack it to that and be like, boom. So I'm not going to be worrying about Bitcoin until we start closing daily candles below this trend line. All right. And it's just an ascending trend line. So you could look at Bitcoin like that if you want, but really and truly, there's not much to do on this asset. So pound yen, I took a short on this the other day and I got stopped out in the morning. I was looking as a scalp trade for this asset during the New York Open, and we were watching, let me go back to a 5 minute so I can pull it exactly up what we were looking at. All right, so basically I was trying to get short on this bullish candle, this 5-minute bullish candle right here. All right, we did trade above it. So this was the area of price action where I was watching. Oh, it was this one. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me throw a line on there so I don't get confused again. So basically, I was looking for price to roll over here. And I jumped the gun and got short before it showed a willingness to trade away from the level. Because that's usually what I want to do when price shows a willingness to trade away from that level on any bullish pops back up into the level. That is when I want to hit a market order or set a limit order to catch any push up in price, and then set my stop above that last candle. And you can see that this pushed up and stopped me out. Because when I'm taking intraday scalps and I'm watching a specific price point, a specific price level, if we get that 5-minute closure above that price level, I'm no longer interested, especially if the very next 5-minute candle keeps heading in the opposite direction. That is my signal to say, see you later, alligator, as I am wrong on the trade. Now, let me go back to a daily candle real quick, because I didn't tell the CTM chat room about this. This was just me being a little bit more on the risky side of things. We have a daily right here. All right, you see this bearish daily candle? So I threw a line on that, right? The closing price of that bearish candle, and said, I want to see what happens when price trades up into that area. So let's go back into a 1-hour chart, and I will show you what happened. So basically, this white line was that 5 minutes. Let me get rid of it. Look what happened when we traded up into that level. That's that daily level. You can see this hourly candle. Let me stretch it out for you real big. You can see this hourly candle almost tested flawlessly, right? Almost, not quite. So I got short on this wick, but I didn't enter until it was down here, because I was watching the smaller time frames, and the 5-minute was starting to reverse out of this area. It traded all the way down to here, and then when it retraced on this push up, on this wick right here, that's when I got short. For a swing trade, looking for a weekly range expansion instead of just a daily range expansion. So I threw my stop above that wick, and you can clearly see that it's been working out pretty good so far. Excuse me. Now, it has found a bit of support down here, right? I have taken off 2/3 of the position. My stop is not at break even at this point. I will be watching this. Tonight before I go to bed, I'll even probably throw a trailing stop loss down here. Not that low. It's just because I got the magnet tool on. Probably roughly around in here, 149 spot 52 level. So that way if price trades up into there, it goes ahead and takes me out of the remainder 1/3 of the position. All right, next trade was today. We took this in the CTM room. Let me go into a 5-minute chart so I can basically show you this real quick. We were trading within this area right here. All right. I keep forgetting about you guys on mobile. Apologies. So this area is where we were trading. I could not find a trade that I liked. I am getting ready to release a short video in the next day or two explaining the 3 things that you need to look for taking intraday scalps in the Forex market. If you just use these 3 things that I'm about to drop on you guys for the rest of your life, it will only help you get better at finding your daily bias. So you must know that when you're going into a trade. You must know, am I bullish or am I bearish? Once you have that figured out, then you go in and find an area that you like and attempt to take a trade on it. So this morning we were on this bullish candle. I was looking and looking. I did not find anything that I liked at all. And then finally I said, I found one. And it was this asset right here. Now, first thing, here, let me see if I can do this real quick. Boom, let's get rid of all that nonsense. All right, so we were on this bullish candle when I found the asset. And I was like, all right, I like this. But the very first thing that catches my eye, and I liked it to the bullish side. I was looking for bullish entries, and I was targeting this up here. All right, and I'll show you why here in just a second. But this was staring me in the face. All right, obviously there's a 5-minute level right there. Price counteracted with it, but you can see right there you got to close below as soon as you got into it. Don't really like that so much. So then I find another one. Boom, right there we go. So this is the way I look at it. I'm going to see if price wants to come down and stop out any early longs that got long right here and put their stop below the candle wicks. If we get a push down in there, I want to enter the trade as long as we're not closing a 5-minute candle below the low of this 5-minute candle. Once that happens, my trade idea is shot. And at that time, it was already starting to get late in the day. There is no trade on the day. But it did not happen. So we pushed down, stopped everybody out. All right, right here, I got long. Put my stop right below the low of this candle. All right? Because if we push down in there and close below there, I don't want to be in the trade no more. And then it played around a little bit. And this was an actual trade. This is not hindsight. I posted this trade on YouTube before it ever happened. I posted this trade on Twitter before it ever happened. All right, in the community post. So anybody had the chance to get long on this asset. Targeting the high of day was the first target. Second target and ultimate target was this level at 93756. Because once we get up there, we're going to stop everybody out on a longer term time frame basis. And at this point, price could possibly roll over. All right, so I was only targeting the stops above the daily high. Now, I always take profits in front of the daily high just in case it rolls over. And that's exactly what happened right here. So as soon as we pushed up into this, I took off 2/3 of the position, moved my stop to break even on one account, and on that account, I got stopped out. On my main account, I am still long, and you can see it's indicated by this little thing right there, that little blue circle. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's probably going to, I don't know, you know what I mean? But the high probable trade was this morning, looking to target the liquidity resting above that area. And the video I'm going to put out in a couple days is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be me in front of the charts like this explaining stuff. It's just going to be a quick little video because once I just give you the info, at that point, you'll pretty much know what to do. And if not, I can always go over it again at some other point. But this is what I was aiming at ultimately. And this is what I am still aiming at ultimately. Why is that? Because anybody that got short up here, they have their stops above this level right there if they're still short, which I'm sure there are people still short this asset. All right, because the dollar is bearish as far as fundies goes. Give me 1 second, let me take a drink. Excuse me. So the fundamentals on the dollar are extremely bearish, but I trade, the way that I trade is I'm literally targeting everybody that gets short on double tops or anybody that gets long on double bottoms. I target their stops, and it's been working out for me pretty good, so I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Now, the last trade that I took this week was on Usdjpy. Now, during the weekly Forex outlook that I put out last week, I said I'm bullish on this asset and I want to buy it around 108.284 or 108 or 107.988 or down here. But as long as we're up in here, then I'm going to look for a short opportunity, just a day trade, an intraday range expansion. Now, there is a whole lot of lines on this, but there was a teaching moment here as well, as this is when I got short. So, and the reason I got short is because you can see this was your last resistance. You traded up into that resistance and failed. All right, this became support. Next candle, you traded way down, made a wick back to the upside. So you can see price now, the way it looks now, but when I was looking at price, this is what I seen. All right, big wick to the upside, big wick to the upside. So traditional retail is going to be like, that's buying pressure, so I want to get long. No, it's not. Here's your resistance. Here's your support. You broke that support with the very next candle and then made a new support. So if you just, right here you are, right? So I got short on this candle right here. I got short. And the very next candle, we closed. This was while I was asleep, but I was targeting this wick low because it was lower than this wick. So this was my target. And you can see that, boom, target got hit while I was asleep. got short on this candle, this push up, got taken out of the trade right here, 2/3 of the position. When I woke up, I moved my stop to break even, and obviously this candle right here came up and stopped me out of the trade. So that's it. That's where we stand on the week. Last week I was like 4 for 5 in FX on day trades. This week I am 3 for 4. So, oh, sorry, beating the crap out of the mic again. Apologies. I don't mean to blow anybody's eardrums out. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say, guys. Let me go see what's happening in the chat. 10-10, very good, all good. Okay, where was that one question that I seen and I wanted to address? Andrew said he just survived the dot wick on Binance futures. There was one question that I read. Yes, I will look at theta for you, Enoch. Let me just address this question. All right, right there it is. Ryan Fan, can you elaborate why you choose the top or the bottom of a candle? All right, so when I'm looking for resistance, I'm looking for bullish closes. All right, so right there is your 8, and on a higher time frame, my friend, 8 hour or daily. All right, if I'm looking for an intraday short or an intraday long, I will use 4-hour support levels and stuff, but I use 8 hour and daily levels because those levels hold more weight. All right, but so this was your last bullish close. So you use the last bullish close because it's not subjective. See, most trend lines and most other people's style of drawing support and resistance is extremely subjective. And a new trader that has just started is going to find it very difficult to find correct levels of support and resistance. My style, there is no subjectivity to it. 109 spot 184 is the exact price at which this bullish candle closed. It's set in stone. It says it up here in the C area, and it says it right there. It's the same price. So every time price tries to trade back up above that on an 8-hour time frame, it gets thwarted. Boom. Look at all these tests. These are multiple sessions of price trying to close above 109 spot 184. Unable to do so. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sessions. The buyers were trying to push price above that, and they could not do it. That's a short, in my opinion, but not a long-term short. Just I'm looking for the next day or the day after for a possible daily range expansion. All right, and I would be targeting a wick low. And then the same goes for support. So like this would have been your support, because it's the last bearish closing price, all right? And it held a support here, but you can see it got broken there. And then your next candle even closed lower. So now this support level is here, all right? And that level will hold until it doesn't, all right? So that will help you get pretty good idea of where to look for support and resistance. Test, boom, there it went, you know what I mean? So even over here, like, you can leave that line on if you want, because it is still currently the support in this range. You have still not closed below that. But when you were up here, you had a new support, this bearish closing candle. But you can clearly see right here, and this is why, right there, that's what I was looking for, closing below. You got that. You are currently right now trying to close back above that area. Will you do it? Probably. Right now it's range bound and it's hard to get an exact direction. I am ultimately bullish on this asset, so all this wick high up here is eventually going to be a target to the bullish side. Am I convinced that that is going to be now or tomorrow or even this week? I don't know. I can't read the future. I do what price tells me to do. I look at the charts every day, and that's where I make my trading decisions on a daily time frame. For intraday range expansions, I probably won't trade no more this week. It's Wednesday. I'm in great shape, so we'll just be answering questions. But now, as far as picking levels and stuff, I'm going to do a video about that as well, Mr. Fan. All right, it's going to be out this possibly next week. After I put out this next video about what to look for for getting your daily bias. The next video after that will be about finding intraday or intra-week levels using 8-hour candles, bullish and bearish, basically to help you find your directional biases. But it's not really that difficult. The main thing about trading is always going to be risk management, because you're not going to win every trade. Not going to win every trade. I win a lot of them, but if I be stupid with my risk management, I can go broke on one loss. You know what I'm saying? One loss. I'm not trying to get rich tomorrow. And if you're a broke trader right now, like if you're literally trying to learn how to trade so you can change your life, my advice to you would be, don't try to do it with the money you have. Get consistent. Once you get consistent, then you can get consistently profitable. If you build up 2 years of data, you can show that to any prop firm in the world. If you can trade profitably for 2 years in a row, they're going to give you their money and tell you to trade it for them. That's when you start to get rich. You trade other people's money. That's only if you're broke. If you have money, then you don't have to trade for a prop firm. But don't try to get rich on every trade, guys. It's about learning this stuff and becoming consistent first. Once you get consistent, then the profits come. Thank you so much for all your wisdom, says Big Girl. Thank you so much, Big Girl, for being here. Yes, drop this on us, said Soul. I saw him do this trade live. He does this pretty much every day. Thank you, Jay Bradley. I do it. I'm in the chat room every day. I don't always take a trade every day. This week I've taken 4, and 3 of them have been winners. Last week it was 5, and 4 of them were winners. I'm not looking to take that many trades. Last week just turned out to be a really good week. The week before that, I only took 1 trade all week, and it was on Friday. So I'm looking for specific things in the charts. If I see those specific things, then I take a trade and I put a stop in. And if I get stopped out, no big deal. It will give me another opportunity in the next day. I mean, that's just the way you got to look at it. And with the proper risk management in place, you're gonna do fine. Tom, what's happening, my man? Thanks, brother. Always a pleasure. Better late than never. Thanks for that. Hey, Heath, what's up, B Rent? So if you guys got anything you want me to take a look at, go ahead and drop them in the chart. We can go look at there was something else that I wanted to look at as I just went over all the FX trades I took. And I did take a look at, were you talking about .BTC or just dot in general? Let me pull up the .USD chart and see if I can find that wick you were talking about. Well, that's not a wick, my friend. That is a full-blown candle. Yeah. So, yeah, you broke out right here. You broke below that, and you're gone. That retest right there, I would have gotten short on that all day long. Let's get rid of all this nonsense because this was from weeks ago. Yeah, and you took out your support here. Did you take out your support here? Pretty much. Not exact. No, you did not. See how that closed right on that level? Boop. That's your last support. And it is currently still support because you closed above it. Now I'm expecting this to head up. No, but can it? Absolutely. If you wake up tomorrow and this thing's trading back up here, this was a bear trap. Unfortunately, there is no way to find out if something's going to be a bear trap or a bull trap. You just got to let price show you later. There is no strategy that I know of that can predict a bear or bull trap, unfortunately. But the way I'm looking at this chart, what it's saying is basically the buyers quit being aggressive up at $38. Once you got around $38, the buyers eased off and the sellers got more aggressive, and you traded range bound for several weeks, and this is just the sellers are more aggressive. That's probably because of Bitcoin heading lower as well. These things generally do what Bitcoin does. Ultimately, if Bitcoin's extremely bullish, these things will become extremely bullish as well. That's because all the prop firms and everything in America, everywhere, all over the world, they got their bots and algorithms all over these things. That's why they trade so similar. Dot's looking, just give it some time. This level was tested. Right here was tested. But that is your next level to watch. All right, we'll go ahead and throw that on the chart. 26 spot 893. Price is probably going to test that if it's unable to trade back above this area and close above. However, it will be met with selling intentions if it gets up back into this area. As this was your last support, it became broken. So if price trades up into that area of $34.29, sellers will probably look to reinitiate selling positions, and they do have a beautiful risk to reward opportunity because this wick gives them a nice place to throw their stop over. So the risk to reward becomes favorable to the short side. But ultimately, longer term, it is obviously bullish. It is obviously bullish, and this is just a pullback. Just a pullback. This is what it tested. That's your daily structure level right there. I was looking on the 8 hour and I didn't see much, but you can see it clearly here on the daily. That's what it was aiming for. And that's what it hit. And that provided a tradable bounce if you so choose to go that direction. I do not. But you can. You can. Yeah. So that's DOT. Let me go look back at DOT Bitcoin. Because maybe it threw a nasty wick. No, it did the same thing. I mean, this is that wick from Kraken that day. This is Kraken's exchange. So, yeah, that day, pretty much everything did that. So, but yeah, no, this is like phenomenal for the shorts. Anybody that got short up in here, this is what they want to see. Drop below, a close below. It's beautiful. It's poetry. Absolutely beautiful. You can't get better looking price action than that. So any pushback up into this level, you can get all the way up to this bullish candle, and that's where shorts will re-engage, looking for shorts to head lower. But it's about who's more aggressive, and if the buyers get more aggressive at these prices, it will go through it. But right now, the sellers are clearly the aggressor. Can you look at Theta, please? Yes, I will look at Theta. Let's go look at it versus Tether. Bitcoin, this thing is extremely, extremely bullish. Jeebus. Look at these lines. This is where I was looking at it the last time I looked at it. So these were the lines that I drew for somebody, and it's clearly been doing nothing but going straight up since. This thing is going to have a pullback soon, I'm assuming. Damn. That's just bullish as bullish can be. Bullish as bullish can get. So if you're looking for levels for support, possible areas of support, this is your first one. Boom. Oh, maybe I should grab a line and take that with me. There you go. And you've already tested it. I mean, it's close enough to consider it a test. So now it will be up to the bulls. Are the bulls going to buy it here? Is this a good spot for them to buy? It may be. I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for an asset to find support if we're bullish. Your next one's down here. But I would suggest that this area right here would offer up something. And I don't think there was anything on a daily. Well, yeah, there is. There's a daily right there. So use the daily candle because it's better. So the first two areas, look for support. 10.55 and then down here at 8.40. All right, those two areas are maybe offer up support. They may not either though. So make sure you're not just blindly throwing limit orders down here to buy up when it pushes down. You want to clearly see that it is absolutely holding a support. Refer back to the Usdjpy chart that I showed you just a little bit ago. You want to make sure that it is holding as resistance, or in this case, this was resistance, but on Theta's case, support. This is what it looks like when something's holding as resistance, or flip that around to the downside, support. And that's what you look for. Once you have clear signs that it's not able to close above or below, that's when you look to attack. And Theta's no different. But Theta's been running up extremely hard, extremely fast. What did I just do wrong here? Oh, T, dumbass. There we go. Oh, beating up the mic again. Yeah, so, yeah, it's been so bullish. So bullish. This was nasty. All right, it's not consistent with a blow off top because let's see what it looks like on. Yeah, you're still green on the week, so it's not a blow off top, but you know, it's not even an engulfing. I mean, you're just pulling back. It's nothing disastrous, So as far as I'm concerned, the bulls are still in control of this asset. Like if you get a bearish candle, like say tomorrow's bearish candle closes like boom down to 6, then I might not be looking for bullish entries on this asset because at that point everybody's selling. But right now this is not terrible. First level to watch is 10 spot 55, second level 8 spot 40. All right. Those two levels right there is where I'd be keeping my eye on. Just a bull flag play out. Hi, he thinks. What's up, Heath? Can you look at data? Yep, just looked at data. I say we are going 46,300 with Bitcoin for a couple weeks. It's possible, Soul Glazer. It is absolutely possible. It is possible. Bitcoin is bullish, but it needs to pull back. I mean, it has to chill out. This was an insane, phenomenally bullish purge. Like it was just off the charts crazy. So pullback is okay. I mean, it's consistent with the way markets react. It's how they do things. So yeah, pullback is absolutely required at some point. So yeah, sideways action to slightly down for the next few days or maybe even few weeks, but eventually the bulls are going to kick back into gear, I'm sure of it, and throw this thing up to the stratosphere. I mean, that's about it. Life is good, says almost forgot. Yes, if you don't mind, please hitting the like button is always appreciated. Thank you very much. Life is good. Yo says Atlantean Wolf. Evening to you, Mario. Thank you so much for all your wisdom. You are welcome, big girl. Better late than never. You were not late, Tom. I just bounced on real quick. Elias, ARK is starting to worry me and my capital. If you feel like it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. ARK K. All right, let's go look at it. Yeah, they got destroyed. It's not destroyed, but they're taking a beating because growth stocks like Tesla, Peloton, not Peloton, but damn it, ticker just lost. Palantir, stuff like that, like high growth names are taking a beating. It's a rotational phase in the market. They're taking profits out of your high runners. Like ARK's been absolutely going to the moon for multiple weeks in a row, so they're just taking profits up here, rotating their capital into other things. Possibly also they're a little bit worried about the interest rates, obviously, because they're going up. Not today, it doesn't look like. Yeah, you are having a pullback on the weekly on the interest rates. You did breach above this resistance though, so this could just be buying opportunity on the TNX. We don't know if it will be or not, but could be. Yeah. So let me go back to Arcade. I'm not concerned. ARK is a great investment firm, man. They have so much money under management. People wouldn't just put their money with ARK if ARK was terrible. They know what they're doing, and they're just taking a hit because they're overweighted in Tesla and Palantir. And if they're overweighted or say slightly leveraged in that position, obviously if those positions start to fall, then ARK's going to take a beating just because they're got so much of their money in those assets. But they're also looking into the genome space. Have you checked out that ticker? I haven't checked out that one. I thought it was ARK G. Let me see. I don't remember, but yeah, there it is. Let's see what the genomic space is looking like. Yeah, taking a beating too. It's not a bad beating though. It's a pullback. What kind of percentage are you looking at from the highs? Boom, down to that low, 31%. So yeah, technically that's a bear market. I mean, anything in the stock world, if they claim 20% pullback, but it could be just on assets like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell, all those things, 20%. They usually call that a bear market. This is obviously not a bear market. This thing has been going straight to the moon. You could throw a trend line on it and it probably still hasn't even breached the trend line to the downside yet. Then it hasn't. Not on a weekly closing or a daily closing basis. You haven't even tested it yet. You can even throw some moving averages on it if you want to see about where you are. So you tested the 200 on a daily closing basis, which is absolutely fine. And you have closed the weekly below the 21. Not so much. That's not so good. You know what I mean? Not so good. So, but that's on ARCG. Let's go look back at ARCK and see if they're closing weeklies below the 21 EMA, which I would assume they are. If ARCG is, ARCK is too. Yeah, there it is. Boom. So it looks like you got a bigger pullback in store for you, my friend. This is not financial advice, and I can't tell you what to do with your money, but there is a level right below you. If you can hold out till you get to 105, even on the button, you might find support there. All right? You may. So 105 is definitely that first level that I would look to enter. I did take a position on Palantir the other day. I believe it was Friday. What am I even typing in the damn name for? It's PLTR. I took let me get onto the daily. So yeah, I'm about to get stopped out. Or no, I did get stopped out today because I had my stop below that right there. So yep, I got stopped out of Palantir today too. I forgot about that. But I bought it right here because it looked like it was showing an inability to close below on this daily candle right here. Was that Friday? That was Friday. Or no, it wasn't. That was Monday. All right, so yeah, this is where I bought. I think my fill price was like $24.77 or something like that. But yeah, I got stopped out. I didn't even see it because I was busy. But it's all good. We'll catch them on the next one. You are coming into daily trend line. And that's not like massive trend resist or support, but you do have that trend line there. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, my friend. But yeah, Elias, if you're taking a beating on that position, it's always best to close it. I mean, I never enter any trade ever or any investment even without putting a stop at somewhere like some point. You need to know where at what point are you not right. Price will always tell you when you're wrong. You need to make sure you have that already situated before you enter the position. So I'm not jumping all over you or anything, obviously. I love you. You're my boy. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you always want to know where you want to get out. If something like this happens, things don't want to know what to do with this. Bears trap. Q-Tum, I got in at $1.50 in the summer. Thoughts? Q-Tum. Well, I can tell you one thing. I do not know what it is or have never traded it. And you got in at last summer. So it looks like you're in great shape. So right here's your summertime. You're doing good. That's a phenomenal position. I mean, you don't have to worry about it when you're winning trades. It's when you're losing trades that you have to worry. Right now, you're in the driver's seat, my friend. You have nothing to worry about. Nothing. At what point would I start taking profits if we start making lower highs and lower lows on a daily closing basis? So, like, if you take out this support level down here at, say, 5.83, then I might look to shed some of that position. Possibly throw a stop in above where I entered because you basically 3x'd, 4x'd, 5x'd your stuff. I mean, you're doing good. When you're winning trades, that's when it's fun. Or when you're winning your investments, you're in good shape. You're in the driver's seat. You don't have to worry about doing anything. It's when it's going against you. That's when you need to do something. When you're winning, you just let it ride. Let that roll out. Let it roll out. Can we take... Oh, it just glitched on me. Give me 1 second. Let me scroll back up. Can we take a look at Euro NZD? Absolutely. Absolutely. Euro is weakening. We were looking for the Euro to weaken, but that NZD has been weaker the last few days. Yeah, that's a big bullish candle. Big bullish candle. So you've taken out your resistance to the upside. The first resistance you would want to see taken out, which was that last bullish candle up right there. So what I would do on this asset is I would wait to see what happens when it comes back into 1.67980, this level right here. Wait for that to happen. All right, as long as it's showing you on daily closing basis that it's not able to get back below that level on a closing basis, then you could possibly look for trade to the upside, but you would only be targeting this wick first. All right, because you have resistance right here. First and foremost, that's just the target for them to start. Your ultimate resistance is 1.70326. So I do expect some pullback for this thing to even come back down and retest what was old resistance. I know it sounds cliched, but that's how price works. You can see it in every chart you look at. When it takes out a resistance or a support level, it tends to go back and test that area to see if it wants to hold as the remained or as what it initially was, so to speak. So this initially was resistance. That's a big, strong bullish close above it. So anything lower, you can check a smaller time frame if you want to look for closer levels than that one. However, I would definitely be looking at that one. Looks like an hourly is going to be the first one. So to get underneath all these wicks, I would look at this level right here. I would not be wanting to enter on that, as I do believe it may come all the way back down to 1.67980 to test that level as support. But it can find support at any one of these areas. But the two areas that I'll be watching for support test and hold is 1.68540, this level here, taken from this bearish candle's opening price on a 1 hour chart. But this level down here is your daily. All right, this is your daily. Well, there you go. That's your daily level. That's the level you want to watch for a retest, at which point then you can make a determination as to which, if you want to get bullish on this thing, you have to see that long term it's in a downtrend. All right, so you got that going against you right off the rip. Right off the rip. So, but for like an intraday scalp, yeah, if the New Zealand is extremely weak and you get a little bit of euro strength, I could take this as an intraday scalp, looking to target that wick high right there. But longer term swing trading style, you would definitely want to see what happens when you get to this level and this level before I would do anything, my friend. And I hope that helps. And KF says, can I look at OMG USD, please? Absolutely. OMG USD. We'll look at it on Coinbase. Yeah, that was a huge daily push. It still looks okay. You came down, you made an obvious, you found support right there, right? So there's your support level. 4.2745. This level here, it's your last time you close a bearish candle down in that area. Now you did make a bullish push. You pay it out a new resistance level. This doesn't look so good. You are currently testing your last support once you traded away, which was this bearish candle. All right, so see what happens on this current daily candle. You got 22 hours left, I know, but if you close below 5.0296, you will be testing, boom, oh, come on, TradingView, you will be testing 4.6827, more than likely. It's not set in stone, but if you get this closure below this level right here, I would be looking for this level to be the next area to be tested. At which point, if you're bullish, you do want to see that hold of support, which it could, because you got target here and you got a bearish target here. So once the bearish targets get taken out, market participants usually back off, like I do. Whenever my targets get taken out, I don't look to re-enter at those levels. I take my profits and I run, and I wait to see what happens later down the road. So basically, anybody that got short on this push lower, they're targeting this wick low. If price hits that, takes that target out, they will then remove their position, more than likely, or at least some of it, and wait to see if it finds resistance at a lower spot, offering another short. All right, you got the risk to reward was to the downside. Now the risk to reward is possibly to the upside. But I would not look to get bullish until this wick gets taken out. At that point, then you could possibly look for bullish entries. But this is your bearish target, and I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole until that gets taken out. That level is 4.7795. All right, I hope that helps. I'm sorry, I don't have much to say about it. I mean, you made a higher high, and currently you made a lower high, right? You haven't made a lower low yet, though. Your lower low is down here at 4.2745. You close below that, you have made a lower low, and the current near-term trend is to the downside. Excuse me. ADA. Yep. Let's go look at ADA. ADA is doing pretty much the same thing everything is. Let's get rid of the lines and start afresh. You are testing support. Right there is your support. All right, you tested it yesterday flawlessly. And the bulls are not becoming aggressive. So the risk is to the downside. You could trade all the way up to this level up here, and still the risk would be to the downside, in my opinion. One spot 230974. This level right here, it would offer up a short. If I'm not shorting it, but I'm just saying, Cardano was extremely strong. This is an impressive move that Cardano made. Brandon was all over that. Impressive. You're consolidating up on highs just like you are with Bitcoin and everything else. It's just basically bouncing. It's in a range, but up on highs. So, yeah. First level supports 1.031434. If you close below that, then your next level is right there. It's not far below it, but it would get you below these wicks. So this is your bearish target. Not now. I wouldn't initiate a new short unless it can't close above this bullish candle's closing opening price, not closing opening price. If you like wick out there, then yeah, you could possibly target there, but there's not much of a risk to reward for that, so I wouldn't even bother with it really. It's only a 10% move, only a 10%. 10%'s a nice trade, but it is what it is. Still other vids. Brandon is getting pretty great too. Yeah, Brandon knows his stuff when it comes to these crypto coins. Their technical aspects, their use cases, all that stuff. I'm a technical trader. I know technicals. You're welcome, Enat. OMG, said KF. I hope that's a good OMG. Yeah, I did look at OMG. Let me go look at it again. OMG. I thought he was saying, oh my god. OMG USD. Yeah, we just looked at it. You're currently testing that support. You can't do nothing until that thing plays out. You just have to rewind it. I don't want to put everybody through that again. Just bought ADA. You think it will raise? Says Vlad Kabak. No, I do not. Right now, I think ADA is heading lower. I'm not shorting it, you know what I'm saying? But right now, for the last week, the bears have been the aggressor. So you have tested this level. As long as this level holds, you may be in a good position. I can't tell you if you are or not. I never know what's going to happen when I take a position, guys. I can't read the future or tea leaves or anything. When I initiate a position, I have no clue if it's going to work out or not until it does. So I can't tell you if this is going to work or not. You are buying it at support, which is a lot better than buying it at all-time highs. I can tell you that much. So, yeah, I mean, I hope it works out for you. But the last several days, the bears have been in full control of this thing. You have almost retraced. Well, you did. You came all the way back down to the opening price of this bullish candle, which was your first surge of this move higher. You have wiped it all out. So that's never bullish when that happens. But ultimately, longer term, it is absolutely bullish. Dogecoin. Just discovered this cool website, Crypto Bubbles. Dogecoin forecast. Doge BTC, not looking so good. It's been trading literally range bound, and the ranges are getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So eventually, it will break out to the upside or to the downside. I do not know. The fact that it is consolidating and heading lower towards support, I would have to assume that it's probably going to head lower, but that's the Bitcoin versus the Bitcoin. And remember, if Bitcoin gets a bullish bias or starts to head up, it's going to make this asset head lower if Bitcoin's stronger than Dogecoin. The fact that it's still consolidating and still holding as support roughly just a little bit lower than this extremely huge bullish move is good for Doge. I mean, there's your 618. So, I mean, it's not bearish. Not yet. You lose this level at 98 Satoshis, and this thing is going to test this level and then this level. So 98 to 83. And then let me find Doge USD, because that one does look a little better, but not much. I don't mess with Doge. I don't mess with it at all. For some reason, it's not on the chart. Let me just go pull it up. Damn it. Forgot the O. Come on there. Oh, it was looking better. It's rolled over again. So you made a nice little push and you're coming right back down to your range. Was unable to break that resistance. Unable to break it. That was a nice short right there. I would have taken that all day long. But I don't trade this, so I didn't. Right now, the shorts are in control on Doge USD for the near term. You are going to come into support. Your last support is this bearish candle right here at 0.0495. This level right here. So as long as you hold that area on a daily closing basis, you're in good shape. If you lose that area, you're going down to 0.0477. This level here. If you lose that level, whoop, that wick right there will be the target. But that's a long time from now, because this thing has been trading a little bit jagged. It's hard to get a read on it, but right now the shorts are in full control of it. They have been all week. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be buying it. You do know that Dogecoin absolutely has no use case whatsoever other than being a trading asset. Completely speculation. Just keep that in mind. Link BTC. Yeah, let's go look at it. Go look at it on Kraken. So basically everything is... Let me get this over here real quick. Sorry about that. All right. 1 second, please. There we go. All right. So, yeah. Anything trading against Bitcoin is not looking so hot. That's why I got short on Litecoin versus Bitcoin. It's basically doing the same thing. All these bullish pops are getting sold into, meaning anytime you get any bullish momentum on the daily time frame, sellers are re-engaging at highs. All right, this was your last level to look for shorts. They got in right there. And ever since, they've been doing the same thing. You got a nice bullish push up into this bullish candle. That was where they engaged again. Boom, to the downside. They did take out their target, though. That was the bearish target. You took that out today. So now there is no high probable setup. I don't know why I have a support level here. So let's get rid of that, because that's nothing. You have to go into a smaller time frame and find what's up. So there's your last right there. Boom. But I don't want it on that. I want it right here. That's your last bearish close on an 8-hour time frame. So that will be your next support if price... Man, I don't know. Right now, just see what happens in the next day or so, because like I said, the bears did get their target. Are they targeting all the way down there? That's pretty aggressive. I don't see professional traders doing that, not yet. If it trades back up to maybe say 5200 up in this area and fails to close above, then they might re-engage it at that point and look to take this out. But as of right now, there's nothing to do, because you did take out the bearish target. And this is not buying pressure by any stretch of the imagination. So you just need to see where it closes. As of right now, that last bearish candle is your support. Your support is 47555. You don't want to see anything close below that. If you do, then you're heading lower. Heading lower. I keep seeing OMG USD. Didn't I do OMG USD? I wish they would put a timestamp on some of these comments. Will the dip BTC under 50K? Well, you're trading at 52,000 right now. So, yeah, I mean, Your next level of support on an 8-hour time frame is 51,027, and then the next one beneath that is under 50K at 48,840. So is it possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. This wasn't good. I didn't want to see this today. I wanted to see it close back above. But I mean, it's only because I'm long Bitcoin, but I'm in very low, so I'm not really concerned. And I am going to hold for the majority of my life. But right now the sellers are in control. But it's not an aggressive control either. You're not having big, huge range candles. This is your biggest range candle that you had. So it's possible. Those are your two areas to look for support: 51,027 and 48,840. And VET, let me go look at it real quick. VeChain, Binance, Finex. Let's look at Finex because I don't like the calculated by TradingView stuff. It looks like it's trying to make a local top. It's still good. I mean, this is just a minor pullback. You pulled back right into support, and you are currently holding support on a daily closing basis. I don't like that wick on that, but it doesn't indicate selling pressure. It just definitely indicates that the bulls couldn't close price up higher. It may be getting ready to cool off for a little bit and look for lower prices for another bullish push, possibly. It looks phenomenal. The chart looks great. So you could draw a trend line on it and just see what happens. The trend line is kind of parabolic, though. Yeah, you're going to break that. You're going to break that in the next day or two. Even if you trade sideways, you'll break it. So just keep an eye on it. Bullish entries, I would look for this area here first. I wouldn't buy it right here as you're too close to the top. I would look for, see if you can find support at 0.675. All right, 0.675, this level right here. If you trade down to there and you can't close the daily below it, then maybe, possibly, then you could look for bullish opportunities. Right here, it's just too close to the high. It's been on an absolute tear for a very long time. It's probably overbought on every time frame. On the RSI, all the technicals are saying this thing is stretched out. It is stretched out. So I wouldn't be buying it up here. But if it pulls back and finds support a little bit lower, then it starts to look a little bit more attractive for bullish entries. If you're talking about how to find the body easily, it's by using the magnet tool in TradingView. Elias Bargy, yes sir, right there. I use that just as much as I use the horizontal ray, because it puts me right on the open, high, low, and close of every candle. I don't have to guess or get a magnifying glass out, and I want the opening price of this bearish candle. Boom, there it is. That's simple. Yeah, it's a phenomenal tool. TradingView is a phenomenal charting platform. Phenomenal. Yep, I gotta run it. I gotta run too. It's 9:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it, guys. Let me just make sure I didn't miss nothing. Did you do VeChain? Maybe I missed it. Yeah, yeah, I did. We're looking for support, test, and hold at 0.0675, right there. All right. And Harmony 1. Yeah. All right. I'll look at that one and then I'll wrap it up. I don't know the ticker to that. I think it's that right there. Yeah. Man, that thing took off. There's nothing to do. I mean, you're trading at highs. I do not buy highs. Never. Let it pull back. Let it pull back. Your first area of support is all the way right up there at 15511. However, I wouldn't be looking to buy it there either. I like it better down here at 11644, and I still wouldn't buy it there. Price would have to show me that it's not failing to hold there. And in that case, then I would possibly look for bullish entries. I don't know what happened to cause this thing to go off like that, but something did. What is for you the best non-fungible token? I don't trade non-fungible tokens, Tiago. I apologize. I can't really help you with that. I trade basically. I'm a Forex day trader, scalper. I swing trade FX. I trade stocks and options, and I trade the cryptos that I can trade on Coinbase and Kraken. I did just open a KuCoin account, but I have not done anything in it yet. I just opened it up last weekend, and I have been so busy. I just haven't done anything, so I can't really help right now on that. But I will be able to in the future. I will find out all the stuff you want to know about NFTs. Brandon can help you out. Brando with Crypto Trades and Tech. I'm sure he's all over the NFTs. All right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up. Make sure you trade safe. Make sure you trade smart. And happy trading. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down in the comment section of the video once YouTube's done doing its thing. Once that happens, just drop me a comment and I will answer it there. And until next time, guys, trade safe. Trade safe. We'll talk to you later.